Hello, it's Dr. Jesse Chai from Bradford Family Dentistry, your friendly neighborhood dentist. And today we're going to continue with our review of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People from the book of the same title from Stephen Covey. So if you recall, the first habit was to be proactive. The second principle was to begin with the end in mind. And so today we're going to talk about the third principle. And that third principle is to put first things first. So if you follow the first 2 principles, you will know what are your priorities and what are not. So now you can kind of prioritize your action list. So Stephen Covey introduces the concept of how we tend to use our time. So one way is, we spend a lot of our time doing urgent and important things. And so those would be like emergencies such as, the baby's crying, there's a fire, there's a crisis at work or at home that needs to be handled right away. And you can imagine if you live your life mostly here, that leads to a lot of stress and burnout as you're always in crisis management mode and you're just putting out fires. Now, then there's also the urgent but not important. So these would be interruptions to your day that really have no importance whatsoever. So these would be like spam phone calls, junk mail, not important emails, that kind of thing. Or this could be from people in your life that constantly interrupt you with really not important things. Like, when you're working on a really important project and they just don't want to bug you to talk about what they did on the weekend or the weather. Life, if you live your life mostly here, you have really short-term focus and you're in crisis management mode. You feel victimized and out of control, and often have a shallow or broken relationships because you're not using the time that you have to maximize it, right? Because you're just kind of at the will of other factors. And then there's people who spend a lot of their time doing not urgent things and also not important things. So basically wasting a lot of time. So you can imagine if you spend all of your time doing non-important things, that's not good. So if you want to be effective, you want to focus on only important things. So the last way we spend our time is on important but not urgent things like prevention activities like exercising, relationship building, self-improvement, or improving your work skills, planning, those kind of activities that have a long-term payoff. That's where effective people spend most of their time, when you do that, right, when you do work on the important things but not urgent, you have a lot more balance, right? You have more perspective, you're more disciplined, and because you have more control over things, right, there tend to be fewer crises. So by following the principle of putting first things first, you can fill your calendar and your day by making sure you prioritize your most important tasks and doing them first. So when you spend most of your working day on not urgent but important things, you're going to accomplish a lot of great things in your life. And that's the message that Stephen Covey had, and I think that's a great lesson to learn as well. So spend most of your day, at least the first couple things that you do each day, on your most important activities. And it's even better just to narrow down what is your most important activity of that day. And if I can get that done, it doesn't matter what I do the rest of the day, I got a lot done. So, want to focus on that. So that is the tip of the day and that is put things first as one of your 7 habits of being an effective person. And again, I'm Dr. Jesse Chai, your friendly neighborhood dentist from Bradford Family Dentistry. And until next time, we'll see you soon.